What makes people criticize us? What makes us judge and criticize other people, and how to deal with all of this world and big, huge aspects in our life that is called judgment and criticism. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sagi here, great to have you. So we are all going online. Nowadays it's so easy on social media to see, look and read what are people doing and judge them, or get judged when we open ourselves up and we share content on the net. So what is behind all of that? What causes a person to read your post and then write you that comment that is absolutely merciless? So when we look at criticism, we first have to understand that when somebody criticizes us, it actually has nothing to do with our personality, with who we are. This is what we call don't take it personal. This is why we say to people, don't take things personally. Easier said than done, of course, but truly what is behind criticism is the mirror that a person sees. Who's behind the mirror is less of an importance to that person. So what happens is, when we open ourselves up and when we portray ourselves online or even in a room full of people, we are a reminder for the people that are looking at us, that are hearing us, that are reading us. We are a mirror to their soul. We are a mirror to who they are. Now, if they like what they see, then they're fine with that. Maybe we are inspiring something to them. Maybe we are bringing some light to their life, and they are able to be in awe of that or even appreciate that, and they can address that and tell this to us, and which is great. But some people are in darkness, and when you shine a light on a person that is in darkness, usually that is blinding. Usually it hurts. It physically hurts. It hurts the eyes to receive light when you are full of darkness. So naturally or instinctively, let's say, instinctively, that causes a rejection. The person doesn't want to see that light, doesn't want to receive that light. A person doesn't like to see something that is throwing him or her out of the box, that is jeopardizing their sense of comfortability or comfort zone, right? So then there is a rejection. Many people fail to understand that actually what they reject is a part of who they are. They reject something in themselves that they cannot find empathy towards. So as hard as it is when you are in the now moment and when you receive criticism from someone, as hard as it is, try to tell yourself or remind yourself that it's not about you. Remind yourself that that person is facing something that they do not want to see. And that is what triggers them to hurt. And a person can only hurt another person when he or she is in a place of hurt. If I am in a place of tranquility, if I am balanced, and if I am healed, then little can poke me, can trigger me, and can definitely cause me to come up in such a way, hurt somebody in such a way. But if I'm already out of balance, if something is shaking up inside of me, if I am hurt, if I am carrying with me some kind of trauma that is surfacing nowadays, then that trigger will be like pressing a wound, and that hurts. And some people don't know how to take a deep breath and be with that pain. Some people automatically, they use the element of fire. They automatically throw out that flame that they feel inside. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to handle it. They don't want to contain it and take ownership for that. So they throw it back on the person that they perceive as giving them that light. This is truly what is behind criticism and judgment. So when you are on the other side, right, or you're on the receiving side of criticism and judgment, there's also something there for you. And this invitation is for you, when you receive criticism and judgment, to ask yourself, how does this affect me? And also to be with that, much like that person that is projecting criticism, much like they finding it hard to deal with their emotion, with the trigger inside of them, also you on the receiving end, also you are being triggered. Also you are being asked to sit with that pain, sit with the frustration, sit with whatever comes up from receiving criticism, because it's not easy, of course, and it's no fun at all. And the thing is that when you are opening yourself up, you're vulnerable. This is why we are calling this intimacy, right? When you share something from yourself, the deeper that you go down into yourself and the more you trust yourself to open up, you share yourself from a place of deep intimacy. Therefore, you are exposed. And when you are exposed, some people will try to take advantage and to take something from you. And this is your feedback. This is for you to realize there's still something there for me. I am finding it difficult right now to handle criticism. I am hurt. I am frustrated. I am whatever. So there's always something there for you if you are also facing criticism and it's hard for you to handle it. And I'm talking from exactly that place where I was just online yesterday exposing myself in a really deep and intimate post, and I've received many positive feedbacks on that post, but some were negative, some were mild, which is still okay, but some, very few, but still some were really hurtful. Those people were hurting by my post, even though it was very personal, it was a sharing about myself. Some people still found a way to reject that, to get hurt by that. Even people that call themselves friends of mine, there are always those there that believe in their system that they try to protect you. But that comes from a place of being above you. That comes from a place of knowing what is good for you. This is coming from a place that knows better than you what is right and what is wrong for your life. Right and wrong are very subjective. Right and wrong, they are true to who you are, at where you're at to that moment. And it's something that is always in movement. Therefore, whatever right and whatever wrong is always subjective to where you're at and what you're experiencing. And it's your experience. It's not the next person's experience. And you know that. Some people tend to forget that. So when you receive that criticism and you feel that it's shaking you, you feel hurt by it, my recommendation to you, this is a reminder to you, don't shut yourself back up. Don't close yourself. It took a lot of courage for you to open up and to share. Don't go back. Don't step backwards. We have that inclination of saying, oh, I shouldn't do that anymore. Please continue sharing. Continue being your authentic self. The world truly needs that. Imagine, from my example, how many people you've touched with your post and how many people you've hurted with your post. So they felt hurted and they hurt you back. Usually, the scale tips towards the positive, right? Usually there are more people there that are overwhelmed positively by what you say, that this helps them shine a light through inside of them and help them on that path. Usually this is what it does. And even if you just helped one person, even if you just shed light for one person, even if you just empowered one person with your post or with your words, it is truly worth it. So continue, please. Continue expressing who you are. Another thing, and the last thing, when it comes to criticism, when we receive criticism, is always reminding us to ask ourselves, what places in my life am I still critical about? And usually that place, I can better recognize it when I am giving criticism, even if I'm not expressing it, but I'm thinking it, or something arises in me when I see somebody else's post or any kind of reaction. Usually, not usually, actually all the time. Usually I can notice it when somebody is expressing it, and then I see it at him or her, but it's always something about me. It's always something that I am not willing to accept about myself. That is where the criticism comes from, right? It's from deep childhood wounds where I was criticized by a friend, by a parent, by somebody that I really cared for. And that is the wound. This is how the trauma starts, when somebody gave me that criticism. Somebody criticized me as a child, and it was totally new to me. And through my innocence, I got hurted. And it built up a system in my brain that criticism is needed in order for this and that in life. Therefore, I have been carrying that belief system, and I have been using it either consciously or subconsciously throughout my life. So when criticism shows up in our life, even if it's not coming from inside but is projected from the outside, this is always a good reminder for us to ask ourselves, in what paths of life, in my own personal life, am I still critical about myself? Where is it that I am still putting myself down? Where is it that I'm still thinking I'm not good enough? And with that, we just take another deep breath and we remind ourselves to release. And especially on this day, this equinox day, 21st of March, which is the day of balance, where the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere are stepping into that corridor where everything is perfectly in balance between night and day, and between what was and what is to come. Thank you.